Hi there and welcome back. So in the last episode I've managed to remove the whole front of the car and also the heart. And I've noticed that this engine has oil leaks from every gasket that's on this engine. And I thought that's all. But no, of course, things got to be complicated, as you see. But anyway, let's get this party started. So I'll start by removing the belt and the alternator, where I noticed that I already have a problem with this bolt, which it has a very worn thread. But anyway, that's the last problem this engine has. Let's go forward. When I'm removing the camshaft bridge, where it's very important to check something small. If this is getting out too easy, that is not good. That's a bad sign. Yeah. And this is why I removed this camshaft bridge. Here we have this screen, which in my case it's broken. Usually it's better to remove this screen when you do the timing. And if this missing part from this screen will block some oil lines, yeah, shit will happen. But anyway, oh wow, I'm really lucky. This is my missing part from the screen. If it goes to that hole there, shit will happen. Perfect. So, as I said in the end of the last episode, I will talk about the costs for every part that I will change. And I'm sure those are gonna be many. Yeah. And if you see, it's a small ball here. $40. So I just discovered more problems, more issues. So this is the biggest chain, the timing chain, which was replaced. It's almost new. But here, this is the balance shaft chain. And this shouldn't be like this. It's almost off the gear. And the tensioner here, it's at maximum. Yeah, this is bad. Well, it is what it is. I will replace that chain later, but now I will start removing the oil pan and fix the oil leaks from there. In the meantime, my son is removing and cleaning all the dirt combined with oil from the engine bay. So this is the pickup pipe, and I see it's not that clogged, just a little bit dirty. Much better. I will need to do a proper clean to this oil pan. Intake camshaft. It should go out like this when you shake it, but this one not so good, so it means it's dirty inside. And that magnet is adjusting this piece also from the intake camshaft. Now there you clean this for me please, but be very careful, this is from plastic and it's fragile. Okay. Much better now. Now I'm really curious about something. Let's compare this chain with the new one. So this is the old one. Yeah. That's the difference. Almost 10 millimeters. It's stretched. You got yourself a chain, a necklace.
Very big, very strong.
Yes?
Yes.
Good. So now we know from the service manual that we got to have from this point here until first sign on the intake camshaft, we got to have from 62 to 64 millimeters. So set this. I can barely see something, but anyway, keep it like this. So this is good. The length from Mark A to Mark B must be between 124 to 128 millimeters. Now we have exactly 124 millimeters. Now this little dot you see here must be perfectly aligned with this T30 bolt. Here I'm removing the fuel and vacuum pump because, of course, it had a massive oil leak and the gasket need to be changed ASAP. In the meantime, I've cleaned also the turbo, and because it's such an important part, I've thought that the makeup should be nice, using just some thermal paint, and the result is... So I finished with the turbo. Everything looks okay there. All the gaskets and O-rings were replaced.
Say goodbye to oil leaks.
And I hope she's happy with the new makeup. Anyway, it's time for a little treat. Or 4 little treats.
Now with these coils, with these upgraded coils, all the fuel from the piston head should be burned because they provide a better spark. But we will see.
As I said in the beginning of the video, I got also a problem with the frame, which is bent.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
So, I'm thinking, how hard can it be to straighten this frame head when you don't have a frame machine and you're not a body worker? However, let's hope the best.
And finally.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure that this bolt should be in this hole. But as you can see, it was in another hole. And that's because this end section was pushed backwards. So let's hammer it, straighten it, and weld it back. A project like this, it's really time consuming, and I didn't realize until now. Yes, winter is here.
Hey, Patru.
What a mess. Exactly as my engine wires.
Okay, now. Next step. some electrical issues with this worn out harness. Yeah. And I bought this half of harness. Yeah, I think it's 50% of the engine's harness from the graveyard. But I bought it just for some plugs because this one, sorry again for the noise in the background, it's my Chinese diesel heater. This plastic, it's the same as mine, but the harness doesn't. It misses these small plugs here, which are from these small actuators that does this engine TFSI. So now this part of harness is ready. I've repaired the broken wires and replaced the broken plugs. Only this one, for these two wires, it was a plug, a small plug, which goes into the right engine mount. But on this car are mounted some engine mounts without sensor. Oh, only one bad wire here and a broken plug. Yeah. And okay, so I see someone did that cancel for the engine mount. This is the resistor which cancels the engine mount. And we see here it's red, so it means this is a 22 ohm resistor, so it should work. If you mount a 22 ohm resistor on the engine mount plug, it should cancel it. It's a little heavy, this boy here. Okay, now so this engine is almost mounted, it's fitted in his place, and now let's start putting back this ton of plugs and hoses and I'm getting very close to the starting point of this engine. I'm aware of this engine's reputation, and that's about the high oil consumption. But to be honest, I didn't have that problem because my engine lost more oil than burned. But I'm curious after this big restoration to see how the engine will work and also how much oil will burn. Okay, so I've just mounted those 3 screws from the torque converter. This is that important moment when you are curious if you did a good job. So let's see, cause I can't wait. And even, yeah, the instrument cluster is dead. I don't. What the sound?
So that's all for this episode. I'm sorry,
Terrible.
but I didn't expect it to be such a long video or project. Next on Relectrik-CARS. So finally everything is back in their place, and also no more terrible noises coming from the engine. And here I was excited, so excited to get a wash for my car and of course a ride. But it's always a but. They say that everything happens with a reason, and the reason causes change. Parts change, in my case.
Shit strike. Why? Let me show you why.